Go pick up my friend Jeb Blount's book, Sales EQ. Hey, it's Anthony Iannarino, author of The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need, and this is the only sales guide you'll ever need, except maybe one other book, and that book would be Sales EQ by my friend Jeb Blount. And let me tell you first about my book. When I gave this book to the first developmental editor who helped me work out the structure of the book, he said, you're never going to get to write an 80,000 word book. You're going to have to drop a number of chapters. And one of the chapters that was dropped was called Empathy and EQ. And that chapter is not in this book, but it needed to be in this book. So we rolled some of it up into chapter 3, Caring, but not this much. It's only a single chapter. So this book is critically important. And if you've been watching every day and if you've been reading the blog, you know that I think that it's important for you to sell better. And you also know that I believe strongly that your product is not going to be enough to differentiate you and compel someone to buy. And your experience, the support and the services that you offer are not going to be enough to compel someone to buy and to differentiate you from your competitors. And even your solution, as good as it is and as differentiated as you believe it is, isn't compelling enough for you to win. That means that you have to be the defining differentiator. And that is a problem of psychology, not technology. Everyone else in the world is talking about technology, AI, all these other subjects like marketing automation, and all the things that we can do because we have technology. But the most important technology is your mindset, your EQ, your empathy, your emotional intelligence, and the technology between your ears. That's the most important thing. And Jeb tackles that here. I got an early version of this book. I was asked to write the foreword for the book, and I was so impressed with the book, I can't tell you. But I want to read you a couple chapter titles that I think are important for you to compel you to go out and buy this book now. Chapter 8, Empathy, the Foundation of Sales EQ. Empathy means taking another person's perspective. It means being able to connect with them and feel what they feel. That's a very high skill set for most people, and that's what allows you to connect and differentiate yourself. It's critical. Self-awareness, and Jeb calls this the mother of high sales EQ. And it's right, you have to be aware of your own emotional states and your own psychology before you can effectively deal with other people. And Jeb is right, that's chapter 9, you want to pick it up. Self-control, managing disruptive emotions, cognitive biases, developing self-control. And Jeb is not talking about your clients here, he's talking about you. These are the things that you have to work on. So I want to share a couple other areas in the book that are worth looking at. The buying process. We spend all this time focusing on how people sell, but what we should be focused on is how people buy and how to influence the decision process. So this is I think I read off about 5 of 28 chapters in this book. And Jeb gets away with writing longer books. So his book is definitely more pages than mine, although my book is taller than his and redder. This is a great book. It's a critical book, and in the foreword I call it probably one of the most important books in the last 2 decades because this subject is not touched on enough by any of us that write about sales. So pick up Jeb Blount's book, and I'll just tell you, today is Saturday the 18th. This book comes out on Tuesday this week, but it's already on the shelves at Barnes & Noble, and Jeb didn't know that. I happened to go through the Barnes & Noble, I found it, I picked it up because I wanted to have it in my hands when I shot this video for you. So go pick up Jeb Blount's Sales EQ. Look for it on the newsletter. What newsletter? Oh, you don't know about the newsletter. Every Sunday in the morning, I send out my best piece of work every week. It shows up in your inbox to prepare you for Monday so that you can hit the ground running. And there'll be a link to this book on Amazon.com a couple times there this week. So go visit me at thesalesblog.com/newsletter, and sign up for that when you go out to the sales blog. And do hit subscribe here because this show is every day.